a whole heap of people always quote Martin Luther King. When him say, been to the mountain top, and him say, him have a dream that one day, you know, him talk about little black boys and little black girls will be walking hand in hand and all these things. And all these things, him say. And people always quote him about that dream. Well, I will for people, I'm going to play a little clip. I play it already still, but I'm going to play a little clip where him recant on the statement where he make, the big statement about I have a dream. When him go back and think on it, it's like him say, boy, you know, to me talk too soon. Yeah, him say, me talk too soon, you know, because right now, that is not a reality. The way him did I say, it's just a dream. Almost like a nightmare. Now, I want to put that with the speech where Haile Selassie gave, where him say, until the philosophy that all one race superior, and everybody know that speech there. Because Bob Marley immortalized it in our song. Where him say, until that day, we Africans will fight. Now, a whole heap of people quote the first part of it and don't put it in context. Where him say, and what him say is going to happen until that day come. Him say, until that day, we Africans will fight if it is necessary, because we are confident in the victory of good over evil. Now, can somebody please tell me if that day, where am I talking about, until the day when one race will not be over next race, where the color of a man's skin have no significance than the color of his eye? Can you tell me if Africans need to fight again, or we can just don't fight now? We can't stop fight, because we have achieved all of those things that Haile Selassie say. We have achieved it. I say no. I say no, the fight don't finish. The fight don't finish, because that philosophy that all one race superior and the other inferior is even more predominant, no, it's more dominant now, right across the white world. Anywhere indigenous people find themselves, the same set of people them, the same set of people them where Haile Selassie talk about. The color of a man's skin have no significance and the color of his eye. When human beings will be judged by the contents of them, hey, we are intertwined the two speech them, you know, between what Martin Luther say and what Haile Selassie say, and show you how relevant the speech them is and how irreverent certain people is when them quote the speech. Because them one man like all me, you know, if he say, boy, Muta, you're a racist, you know, because you don't listen to what Haile Selassie say. And it's very convenient for a white youth who has turned Rasta conveniently quote that. Just like when we quote one love, one heart, let's get together and be all right, like Bob Marley's song. And a Bob Marley song, you know, I want you to know that, you know. And not only that, you know, Bob Marley write a song there from before him start tour. Because it was a ska song. When Bob Marley put together that song using Curtis Mayfield words, we can tell you something now we might not know. Bob Marley used a man named Curtis Mayfield. He was the lead singer in a group named The Impressions. Bob Marley put together same words and put some words in between and make the song One Love. That became what one of the where them claim is a song of the century. That time he was talking about one love, one heart, let's get together and be a Jamaican people are talking about. That's beside the point. Whether I'm talking Jamaican or not, that's beside the point. What is the point is that people use them song there conveniently to talk about people like me and others like me who say we are racist because we not deal with one love. Until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eye. Yes, we Africans will fight if it is necessary because we confident in the victory of good over evil. Until the philosophy that all one race superior. Listen to what the man say. Until the philosophy that all one race superior and the other inferior. I would keep asking the question, what is the philosophy that all one race superior and the other inferior? Is we African people, in talk about, we have a philosophy that all one race. It's not, I never have no philosophy like that. My ancestors never have no philosophy like that. And nobody that I know have any philosophy that all one race superior and the other inferior, unless you know want to become like them. I want you to listen carefully, and I want you to read it carefully, and I want you to listen to the words by Bob Marley, singing it carefully, and see if the philosophy that all one race superior and the other inferior don't exist. Because we try to make it don't exist. But first we have to stand up for our rights and declare ourselves as a people. We have to be who we really supposed to be. We can't come go on like so and make people put wool over our eye. And a whole heap of Rasta get caught in that thinking too. Whole heap of Rasta. He might listen to Haile Selassie, but him don't analyze it and see what is the reason behind Haile Selassie said these things. That the philosophy, what is the philosophy that all one race superior? Black people never come with that kind of philosophy. We never did a lynch Africa, we never did a lynch Chinese, we never did a lynch India, we never did a lynch white people. And we African people get lynched. We never carry nobody upon a slave ship and bring them out of them land and carry them go somewhere else. When Martin Luther King say he must go to the mountaintop and him say all these nice things and people quote it, that is what them want us to quote. Them want us to quote these sayings to make them feel good. And meanwhile, them feel good, we still I try to figure out why the man hate us so because we're black. Why we get hated because we're black. You know, this time I know it's because you're Rasta. Why them have black people and maintain white supremacy over black people? Because a man I tell you, say, oh, why muta, you know, since you have black people are do this to themselves. Then which part them get that philosophy there from? When a man look at the next man and say you're black and ugly. When you say you're black and ugly, where you get that philosophy there from? Say you're black and ugly. You never come here with that thinking. You never come here with your color drive behind you and your car, your color and say, come color, hold on for me. That was something that was your nature as an African. When you reach on and you shed it, it's not that you want to shed it, but because them play with your mind and your consciousness so much, instilling on you, that you start to despise your color. And that's simple thing, you know, because you might hear them thing all the while, you know, but you have to keep saying it to African people, say, watch a man, we don't have no philosophy. We as African people don't have no philosophy to all one race superior and the other inferior. We don't have the philosophy there. All we want is to be free from all the little dregs and this and that keep, every time we climb up, something drag you down. And the same people, them who have the same color, drag you down. and don't realize that them is supporting white supremacy. They are controlled and manipulated like a puppet on a string. So Martin Luther King, I want you to listen to this. When Martin Luther King, listen to him carefully when I say. Listen to what Martin Luther King has say. Carefully. Okay, make us see if we can get it straight. Yes, okay.
Asterisk on it.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has in many forms turned into a nightmare. And
Okay, you're the man say, the dream, he must confess that the dream that him had turned into a nightmare. And Martin Luther King said that, the one who them all up. See, you're the people them who them love all up. Them love all up. Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, and now we see them all up Haile Selassie. Because them want to put it in your head, say, you're a racist if you talk about color. It is not my desire to talk about color, but when I look upon it, how black people look upon themselves because they're black, because they're African, and how white people look upon we because we're black and because we're African, then how me fi stop say what me I say? Me can't stop say what me I say. Me can't stop say what me I say. So, Martin Luther King, this is a Christian preacher who come to the realization of things that him saying is something where, I don't know, listen.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has in many forms turned into a nightmare. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism.
All right. The dream that him have was kind of superficial, and it must be tempered now with realism. And then them kill him. Because wake him and wake up from the dream, you know. Remember I say him have a dream, you know. It's wake him and wake up from the dream. That's why I'm saying this now. It must come to a reality of self. No, for come say, that was premature speaking, that him talk quick. Him talk quick because it never reached this. So. It's dreaming to that dream. And people don't realize that it's dreaming, was dreaming. You don't understand that?
You are listening to the Black Radar
him
YouTube
say, him
channel.
Have a dream.
Hit that subscribe button and keep listening.
All the look on until. When I start to say until the philosophy, nobody now say him say until. It's like we now must look on ourselves and say how we are perpetuate the racism, and how we are perpetuate the madness, and how we are perpetuate this the hate for white people, and we are perpetuate this and all. We're not perpetuating nothing. When we say white people do this and white people do that, that is not racism. I don't hate white people. And I know a whole heap of my brethren, them and sisters, them who profess African nationalism and Pan-Africanism. It's not hate we are preach. It's not hate. When them say until the philosophy that all one way superior another, is a philosophy where if you dig deep, you realize but African people don't stay so. We not stay so. It's easier for your African family accept them daughter or them son married a opposite race than a white family accept them daughter or them son married to a black person. They will not see that. Then look at that, this little brother you know, this little brother in a parliament now. When name Sweet Mouth Nigel. We are trying to turn round and twist round the argument because he's a road scholar and because he's a this minister of whole heap of money and all them things. Like so we are idiot. You ever hear any black person call any black person massa? Never. We don't call them massa. We say Mr. or Massa. Massa and Massa are two different things in the language of the African. Even though it coming from the same origin. You don't look at here, you look here a slave and say to a next slave, Massa, a black, you're a slave and look at a black slave and I say Massa. And when you go a country, hear a countryman and look at a next countryman and I say Massa. Him say Mass, Tom, Mass, John. And when you claim say you're a man is respected in the community like a pastor, say Mr. This is that and Mr. You don't look at a black man and I say Massa. You ever hear the black man that say Massa to a black man yet? What kind of fools is that you talk about when you say when you say Massa is a white man you talk about, or a man who uphold white supremacy or who descended from a white person. But simple, don't go around with the planet. You can't go around that. When you say Massa is a white person you talk about, or you're talking about a white person who come, or somebody who have mixed blood who come from the Bakra Massa. So don't bother make the thing them fool you. With your country we say, Mass Joe. We not think say, Mass Joe is a slave master. When you say a white man is in a slavery, you say Massa. It's a different thing from when you say Mr. So him little highfalutin Rhodes Scholar argument can't shed no light on the reality of where him have face. Him is a white supremacist. I dare any person to tell me say a black man can't be a white supremacist. A black man can be white supremacist. Then how you take the country around? The country around with pure black people. And what is the constitution? What is the laws that govern Jamaica? White supremacist law put there by white people to govern black people to reach a certain level, and black people maintain it for them. White people don't have to be present for white supremacy to flourish. Let me tell you that. Black people must know that white people don't have to be present in your country for white supremacy to flourish. It's just simple that. And you must know that. Because them use the same black person, African person, for maintain white supremacy over black people. Because for them don't take out everything out of your brain and wash it clean and put for them thing in it. You no longer represent Africa because you start to look on Africa as what these people talking about Africa? What I'm talking about Africa? You don't see that place is backward and uncivilized. It's so them say it. Can you imagine how Donald Trump feel yesterday when he have to stand up in front of a black man and the black man say, you are charged with 30 different accounts of madness? Can you feel, can you just imagine how a man like Donald Trump feel for no say it's a black man, him have a face? Whether the black man feel himself as a black man or not, but just the idea of skin, because that is what them use, skin. Just think on Donald Trump and all the things them say over the years. Think on Donald Trump and all the things them do over the years. And him reach us now. Can you imagine that him have to stand up in front of a black man? Yes, so what I say? Martin Luther King recant upon what him say. I don't want a man to say me interpret what I say. I want you to listen to what I say. And listen to what him did say. Him say, I have a dream. It's a dream the man have, you know. Him have a dream, and people take the dream like say, why, every dream is a reality. Every dream this. You know him say, I have a dream that one day. But now when him look at the situation, when him find himself in and film people, him have to say these words.
An asterisk on it.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has in many forms turned into a nightmare. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we say no more about that.
The informative information presented in this video is motivational and is positively aimed at inspiring, educating and entertaining the viewers with the cutting edge of critical reasoning. If you enjoy the contents on the Black Radar YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to show your support.